day, everyone. I'm glad that you're here again for our Capture One class. On today's episode of Learning Capture One as a beginner, we'll be basically talking on the different tools in Capture One. Then I will show you slightly how you use them. Then on the next video, we'll continue from where we stop. So on today's video, I already have a picture imported into Capture One, which if you want to understand how to import pictures into Capture One, how to create a section folder, you go back to my previous video. So if you want to improve on it as a beginner, you do not understand how to import pictures, there is already a video I posted earlier on this, so just go back. I will leave the description below. Basically, we'll be learning every single thing. I already explained from our first video that Capture One is a software which you use to process your raw file before taking to your final software for editing, whether it's Photoshop, whether it's a web tool, whatsoever. So today's video, as a beginner, you'll be learning every single tool in Photoshop. Now I'll be starting from what we call exposure warning. Exposure warning is over here. Just follow my cursor. If I turn the exposure warning on, you begin to see red stuff around my image. So if you leave it on, if you leave this on, if you leave it on, you are going to be seeing this. Once you understand how you highlight modes and everything, you no longer need this warning sign. You will understand when you have reduced it or not. So for this picture, the highlight is very much, you can see it around the white places. So the exposure warning came in place. So you can see this exposure warning. Then we have the grid. Then from there we have your before and after of what you've done. You can also use a short key for this, which is your Y on your keyboard, for the before and after. Turn off the grid. Here is copy and apply. If peradventure you've made any adjustment in your previous picture and the lighting and everything with the other picture is the same, why I use that word, the lighting and everything, is that if you copy and paste on a different image with different lighting, you are still going to make so many adjustments. Not really that so many if it's the same person, but you're still going to make some adjustments. But it's always nicer when you copy when the lighting are the same. So you copy, then you apply. So move forward to this other part, which we have the export, the import, export, core, share online, reset, undo, and auto adjustment. We have your library, which after creating your section, you have the section name that you see, that YouTube class 1. Then the session, you have your capture folder, you have your select, you have your output, you have your trash. So just like that. Then under there you have your rating. This rating, now how it works is that you can use rating to select your pictures, basically simple as ABC. You can use it to select your picture. After creating your section folder, copying your picture into it in your desktop or wherever you created the folder into, you come here and give it to your client, and you can select your pictures. So you can tell your client that while selecting your picture, you do it on a star rating, which is you can press 1 for the pictures you like. Afterward, you can reselect. So you can tell the client that press 2. Immediately you are pressing it, let's come now. You see, yeah, maybe this is it, and my client likes this picture, presses 1. Automatically from the general pictures that I have before, 1 left there, I will now have only 2 in that place. Then when you come to star rating 1, you see 1 there. So that is how it basically works. Your client can select until 5-star rating, which is this place. When it gets to this place, if you want to return pictures back to original place, you come back to the selection they made, click on the selection, press 0. It will return back to the original place where all of them are. So you can easily select your pictures here. And I guess I'll be doing a separate video for how to select images with Capture One. So from there we move forward. So there are some other things that you get to find out when you are learning by yourself. We'll go to Tether. What is Tether? Tether is something you connect to your camera while you're shooting. I don't know if you have seen people shooting and all of a sudden it's showing in their laptop, it's showing in their iPad, it's showing in their tablets. It is a software which you connect to your camera to snap and it will reflect. So this is the function of tethering. And there's another app, there's a different app for this, but Capture One has also imputed this into their software. So this is a great thing. Then you have your shape, you have your styles, where you can see your preset, this thing, everything. The ICC profile, you want to change the profile of the camera using snapping your picture to another higher camera, it is here. It is here. So if I click on picture, because there's no picture, that's why it's not showing. If I click on any picture, let me go with this. I click on every picture, I come to style, I go to the ICC profile. You see that this picture was taken with Sony A9M3. So just like that, if I decide to change it to my preferred camera, it's going to work. If I decide to change it to my preferred camera, it's going to work. I can just go down, scroll, let's say Nikon, and then change it to Nikon portrait. You see Nikon vivid. You see, just like that. You can say I don't want this. You can also look for your preferred camera brand in this place. You can also look for your camera brand in this place and you change it to it. Just simple like that. So from there you go to your adjustment. Adjustment is basically where everything happens, where everything takes place. In adjustment, you come to, you see layers. So that's one sweet thing also about Capture One, is that you can work on layers. Layers helps you to reduce the intensity of what you have done and helps you not to work destructively. So when you create layers to work, you know where you made an adjustment, then go back to reduce it if you are seeing it that it's too much. Unlike normally some people use Capture One without creating any layer. They just come to Capture One, all of a sudden they are pushing slide, moving things, doing auto and everything without creating layers. So when you come to this, you come to layer mask, you see there are different things. You can create different things. So we're going to be learning this grade one by one. So when you come to my videos, you can easily relate, you can easily understand what these things is. That's why I'm dedicating a long time to teach on Capture One, step by step, gradual process, day by day on Capture One. So I basically see that there are different things. You can create a subject mask, background mask, people mask. You can start to select only the face. You can start to select face and body. You can start to select the hair. You can start to select the clothes. You can start to select the iris. You can start to just decide to select your lips depending on what you want to create a layer mask for. So when you actually apply your adjustment to that, you can easily reduce the opacity. So as time goes on, you begin to learn every single aspect of Capture One. When we are done with Capture One, you will understand Capture One. Make sure you don't skip any videos. If you are watching the one forward, you can go back to watch others because it just leads you by leads you. Then you come to retouch. Voila, this is one of the best things that, that Capture One has done. This is one of the best things that Capture One has done. If they improve from here, we don't have to move our pictures from Capture One to editing final software. Imagine I want to remove blemishes from this picture. Let me zoom in so you see Command plus on the keyboard. You see, let me do remove blemishes. Then all of a sudden you see before after, before, after of this picture. You can see that the blemishes all of a sudden is removed. Let me show you again. Before, after, before, after. The blemishes are out. The blemishes are out. If Paravirtual Capture One imputes some software which is in a photo and other final processing software, we don't have to go there. Capture One has come to this far. You can decide that this eye, I just want to make it whiter, increase the iris, then take this upward a bit, bam, the eye is white. I'm not supposed to do this in this video, I'm supposed to show it on that video, but I just want to show you how this retouch part functions. You can decide to, I want to remove dark circle, I'm seeing dark circle on that eye, bam, it's out. With just this, you can even send out your pictures in Capture One only if you actually color it well, if you do the color grading way, which I'll be teaching everything. So the next one, move to refine. Refine helps you to sharpening, do different things to your pictures. So these are what this part of the Capture One does. Then you come up here, to see your pan tool. You can see your different tool here, crop tool. You can see your straightening tool. You can see your your brushes and everything. You can see different things, and you can remove spots from Capture One with this healing brush. You can decide to remove spots like you see your background is too rough, you want to remove some distraction. You can do that also in Capture One with these tools, just like that. So I want you to click the subscribe button, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and then turn on the notification bell so that anytime I post a new video, you'll be notified, so you master Capture One very well without stress. So I'll see you on the next video. Keep creating. Peace out.